Hey guys, Kevin Francisco here from yugotech.com, and today we're gonna take a look at the DJI Mavic Pro. Let's go! DJI has made its mark in the aerial imaging scene with their products like the Phantom and Inspire series. The Mavic Pro so far is the most portable of them all, but it doesn't mean it's skimped on important features. The Mavic Pro, when folded up, is so small that one could easily grab it using one hand. The body is made of plastic to make things light, but has a high quality feel to it and a solid reinforced sound when you tap it. Its arms fold out to get ready for flight. Same is the case for its remote controller that demands users to first pull out the mount for the phone as well as the antennas. The power button is seen up top. There are 4 LED lights that indicate the battery level of the device, so you don't always need to check the remote or the app. Speaking of power, its battery is actually where the power button and LED lights are. DJI calls this the Intelligent Flight Battery with 3830 mAh capacity. Up front is the camera with a 0.5-inch CMOS sensor that's mounted on a gimbal to ensure stable and smooth footage. Also seen here are 2 front-facing sensors just above the camera for its obstacle avoidance feature. At the rear is where the status indicator is. It flashes different colors that should tell you when the drone is ready to fly, among other things. On its right side is a flap that reveals the microSD card slot, as well as the toggle to tell the drone whether you'll control it via the app or with its dedicated remote control. Meanwhile, underneath we have another set of visual sensors located almost at the edge of its metal chassis. And in the midst of those are 2 bigger ultrasonic rangefinders for recognizing altitude. Jumping to the controls, it looks like your typical controller for consoles with its dual joysticks and trigger buttons up top. There's the mount for attaching smartphones that fold out and can accommodate handsets of different sizes. It has a built-in display that shows important details like altitude, distance, drone status, battery, and more. The joysticks don't feel cheap and have good resistance to them. Up front is a shutter button while the other side is the video record button. There are also rotating wheels situated on the right and left buttons for exposure and camera tilt respectively. There's a USB port at the rear of the RC which is also used for connecting devices for live preview. While there's already one on the side, this is for bigger displays like tablets. The Mavic Pro is packed with intelligent features and flying modes to make it easier to use. From those, what we used most of the time are the follow me and active track when we decide to go for automatic flying. Gesture mode is pretty useless to us since it only recognizes our gestures about half of the time. Meanwhile, tap to fly is useful for when you want to go far without having to push the stick forward for a long time. Apart from that, we barely used it. Of course, one of the most important features during our entire time with it is the fly to home capability. A simple push and hold on its button and the copter finds its way back to us. The first thing you do when you fly any drone is you set it up. With the Mavic Pro, these are basically the steps you need to do before it's ready to take off. Unfold the arms and remove protective dome. Attach remote controller to smartphone using a cable. Turn on the drone. Power the RC on. Launch DJI Go app on smartphone. After those steps, which you can do in under a minute or 2, just wait a few seconds to establish a connection and the drone will be ready to fly. And as we've mentioned earlier, this piece of machine is stuffed with the latest tech magic to make flying really easy. The company's been boasting of what they call the flight autonomy technology. It basically keeps the drone steady and provides precision control even in different environments. And that's what's always at play when you fly the Mavic Pro. I tried flying the Mavic at night, and since I took off around the dimly lit area, my best bet would be that the vision sensors at its belly didn't get any visual images and didn't see the ground, which made it plummet straight down while attempting to land it. After hitting the surface, the impact made the drone flip over with the propellers still rotating against the ground at full speed. Still took a couple of seconds for me to get it and pick it up before I could finally power it down. Physically, it took some pretty heavy scratches on its battery and the propellers have all been damaged, scraped, torn, and chipped off. Long story short, I got a gimbal overloaded error, but after a few attempts of tinkering with it, I got it to work without hiccups and everything was back to normal. My Mavic now has battle scars though. On paper, it can shoot up to 4K resolution at 30 FPS, which is a good combination to use since you get the abundance in resolution to go with a fairly smooth frame rate. Among its many settings, the Mavic Pro has a list of available presets in terms of general color of the image. On normal settings, we found that colors are well saturated and even detailed. Video stabilization is done using a 3-axis gimbal like the one used for Steadicams as well as DJI's Osmo. This worked nicely with the Mavic as it was able to produce buttery smooth footage even when there's wind present. Here are some raw and unedited clips shot with the Mavic Pro. DJI has equipped this quadcopter with an intelligent flight battery with a 3830 mAh capacity. The company boasts that it could last a flight time of 27 minutes, which is actually pretty impressive for a drone. In real-life usage though, the Mavic Pro was able to record 21 minutes and 52 seconds of 4K video while flying around before its battery was reduced to only 12% and the drone automatically returned home and landed. Having used the Mavic for a whole month of almost flying every day, its portability is what makes it a really attractive option for interested consumers. Setting up takes about 2 minutes and you're all ready to fly. This, in addition to its folding design, makes the drone ultra portable and a delight to bring during trips. Image output is vibrant, movement is generally fluid, and despite its size, it could take on strong winds without dramatically affecting the video quality. Meanwhile, battery life is satisfactory, but 20 minutes of flight time is always not enough, so it's better to have an extra pack or two. DJI hit a sweet spot with the Mavic Pro by packing it with the most advanced technologies while keeping it small and easy to bring around. This simply makes it the perfect consumer drone for a user that wants an easy-to-fly quadcopter with broadcast quality image output and safety features. Of course, this advanced piece of technology is not without room for improvement. There have been a lot of reports of Mavics crashing into obstacles since it has no sensors on its side and at its rear, unlike the more advanced Phantom 4 Pro. This is what you'll give up if you prefer portability over smart features. We also came across numerous app crashes while running DJI Go on Android. This could simply be targeted by a patch from the company, so we're hoping that it gets fixed real soon. The standard DJI Mavic Pro bundle is priced at Henry's Professional for 53,700 pesos. Once again, this has been Kevin Francisco, and if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more of these content. See you around and thanks for watching!